attractive than a heavy praying woman. Two of him when those in them been deaf.
Hey Dokie, what it do? So we're gonna talk about children. So the attacks that the devil does with children. Sorry, I still eat Doritos. I was in here eating some Doritos. So a few things I want to share. I'm gonna give y'all the 4 ways he attacks children, and I want to kind of talk about this because some people are like, oh, I don't give the devil no credit. We're not giving the devil no credit. We are being aware of how he attacks or how he challenges, because so many times I see that the games the devil plays and the way he attacks, that people are not expecting it because they believe, oh, well, I'm a good person. I go to church. I give my tithes. I serve with the pastor. I do this. I do that. The devil is still coming for you. He comes for all of us. No one is exempt. That is the story of Job. No one is exempt. The devil will attack you or try to challenge you just for sport. So don't take your attacks personal. Have an awareness that all attacks come from the pit of hell. That's self-inflicted attacks, that's unfair attacks you have no say-so in. They all come from the devil. He will try to orchestrate it. He'll try to convince you to come into agreement with it. Just have an awareness of how he attacks. So we're going to talk about children. The devil is very, very weak. He's weak. Let me tell you the revelation I had on how weak the devil is. So this is what God told me. I was actually watching Noah, the one with Russell Crowe. I was watching Noah on Netflix like 2 or 3 years ago. And God came to me and was like, let me tell you how weak the devil is. I'm gonna help my girlies out. So, some people know my health story, but just to kind of do a recap. The devil is after my reproductive. He has been fighting and attacking me in this area since I was 11 or 12. Since the year 2000. So for 25 years, he has been plotting and planning and completely obsessed with my reproductive organs. He attacks it with false diagnosis of cancer, tumors, growth, abnormal bleeding. That's how he tries to come for me with my abdomen. God told me women who struggle with reproductive issues, ovary, endometrium tissue, your uterus, your body develops tumors, develops tumors in the cavity, you develop cysts, the inability to have children according to medical standards, infertility, these weird diagnoses, ovarian cancer, all of anything that's designed to attack your ability to give birth to a child. God said women who struggle with that are, how did he tell me? They are to, especially if you've gotten an infertility diagnosis, he said it is a man child that is supposed to be birthed. God told me, he said, the devil is very weak. He said that he doesn't fight. He don't wait to a man get to his prime. He don't wait till somebody get about 35, 30. They find out who they are in God. They've kind of developed some weight with who God is. He will attack the mother. He'll attack the womb of the mother. He'll attack a child before he even gets here. That's how weak he is. So when God told me that, I said, what? See, when you are being attacked sometimes, because you're usually attacked at the same time. He started attacking your money, your career, your relationship. It's like every time you turn around, something's going on. It's so you can have your defenses down and so that you're not fighting back. But that is what God told me. He said that he's weak. Anytime someone great is to be birthed, he attacks the mother first. He tries to attack through the womb. If you even think about with Moses was born under a death sentence. But his parents had to give him up when he was a baby. The devil harassed him all the way up into his death when he was born. And then even when he died, he still harassed him. He wanted his dead body. The devil is weak, but he does not leave you alone. He'll challenge stuff. So that's why you have to challenge him back. And you can only do this if you know how he's doing it. And God is going to give you a resolution on how to defeat him and how to overcome him. And then even when you win the battle, so like as he's attacking you and you win, he's always trying to come back for something else. So just kind of have that awareness. So the devil is weak because he's so weak. If you think about it, his headquarters is just in your mind. I always say, like, I don't even like when people try to play mind games with someone. It's a weak man's sport, with messing with someone's mind. But when it comes to children, I wrote my notes down. There's 4 ways that he attacks. So of course we know the standard. A lot of children, young adults, and teenagers always battle with mental health issue. There's some sort of mental health imbalance, whether it's overthinking, anxiety, depression. This is not abnormal. He attacks on that level because, of course, as we said in the other video, you haven't really developed your identity and who God is yet. So he attacks. That's the number one way. That's the most common way he attacks children. If the devil is not attacking you, it's because you are not a threat. The devil hates children. So one of the reason why we have to start praying, schooling kids, and like really, being the OG and like really schooling them on the different ways that the devil's trying to take them out of there is because they don't know. They're vulnerable. They're a target. So that's number one. That's the standard. And no matter how many other different ways he attack you, he's still going to try to reinforce himself back in your mind, because he's trying to get you to come into agreement with him. So instead of sending a principality and legions against you, if he can just get you conditioned to think a certain way, he don't really have to waste a lot of time doing other things. But with children, that's the most common way he attacks, is through mental health. The second thing, children who are sick. This is what God told me. Children who are sick with these weird diseases, lymphoma, brain cancer, I don't care what it is. Children who are sick or children who are always in the hospital, always got a freak accident, the devil is after the purpose. The attack is the bait. He's using the sickness to go after what he really wants. So that child has a purpose that he's trying to stop. So what he's doing is, if he can attack them in their health, he can stop what their destiny is. God told me, tell parents who have sick children, don't focus on the diagnosis. Pray to me about what their purpose is. That's what God told me. You can come to God. You got a sick child. Say your child got leukemia. The devil wants to wear you out with the diagnosis and what's going on with the medical, with this, with that. Go to God and find out what is this child's purpose. I refuse to believe that this is going to be my child's story. What is their purpose? Who are they supposed to become? Find out what that is, and that's what you pray for, because that is what the devil is after. He's just using the diagnosis to stop it. Don't identify with the way he attacked you, but come to God and ask them, what is this child's purpose? Because nothing is happenstance, nothing is accidental, it's all strategic. He has unseen forces, principalities, legions that have a organized system that is working against you. So if you see like a child that's always sick, your child that always has freak accidents, go to God and find out fast. What is the devil trying to stop in my child? And that's what you pray for. When you pray for that, you'll see the healing manifestation come through for your child. That's the second way the devil tries to attack. So, of course, the main step with children is the mind. If the child has a purpose that the devil is threatened by, he's going to try to use sickness to stop and delay it. The third thing that the devil will use to attack children, I actually see this more common, and it's very heartbreaking. So anytime the devil can't stop you through what I like to call the invisible realm of the mind, and he starts to challenge and attack you where it's physical, that child, you can't view it as a child, because the devil don't see them as children. He sees what is going to come from that line or that lineage. When the devil can't stop a child by their mind, and if the devil can't stop a child with sickness, one of the ways he attacks them is through physical and sexual abuse. Children who have been violated, children that come straight from the pit of hell. The devil is trying to distort the way they view relationships. He's trying to stop and hinder the lineage. Usually when you see that happen, what God told me with abuse and trauma is because he's trying to stop something in the bloodline. Because we remember, the devil doesn't fight you on an individual basis. The devil doesn't fight you. There's no childlike attack. The devil comes full-fledged. And some children have more extremity. Now, there's no elitism, there's no separatism, there's any of that. But there's some things that the devil views as a threat. So he doesn't see it as a child, but he sees the path. He sees what can be birthed through this. He don't know all of our teeth, but he has indication. So with physical, when you start to see like, anytime he can't get you by the mind, he tries to attack the body. So anytime you have an unfair advantage with someone take advantage of you, that is not something that you put on yourself. That is an attack that was orchestrated. The devil found a way to get you as a child when you were defenseless, when you were vulnerable. A door was open, and he used that to try to distort who you are to God. And that's the number one way he tries to go after your inheritance and your lineage. I personally believe people who have that type of extremity of attack, I believe that there is something they're supposed to be doing with God, because he wants to distort. He's pretty much attacking you before you can even form a thought of even who you are. Devil attacks everything, but he definitely has different extremities with it. So just having awareness, these are how the devil attacks. So sometimes we get so emotional and heartbroken and grief-stricken on how he's attacking, or you see a child in the hospital, you see a child that has been sexually abused, you get so caught up in that. And then sometimes what happens is what the devil does, he wants people and children to identify what has happened to them. He wants them to only see themselves as what has happened to them that he orchestrated. You have to be able to say, look, I hate that this happened. God hates that this happened. We're going to trust God, and we're going to find a resolution plan on how we can move forward, and we're not going to identify what has happened to us. But that's a whole nother video. The fourth one, and I'm actually doing a video on this fourth one. The devil attacks unwanted children. Children, all of us, children, we had no say-so on how we got here. We didn't get to choose our parents. We didn't get to choose the family. We had no say-so of the circumstances. Children are innocent. The children who are unwanted, your mom didn't want you, your dad, you never met your dad, you never met your mom, that unwanted feeling, that, or someone gave you up for adoption, the devil fights those children with major extremity. The devil fights them. It has nothing to do with the child. It has nothing to do on how the child got here. It has nothing to do with the circumstances on how the child got here. If you were born, you are blessed and you are a gift from God and you have a purpose. But children who are unwanted, children who don't have parents, those children, God has a special place for those children. There's things that you can pull from as a child, a fatherless child, a motherless child. You can actually pull on the heartstrings of God and receive favor in your life. God says he takes on the causes of orphans and children without fathers. He says he's going to be their dad. He's going to be their father. There's tremendous favor with that when you tap in with God. You can pull from a place of God that most people can't pull from because you don't have any earthly representation, or they don't want you. And guess who knows that? The devil. The devil knows that unwanted children have extreme and they have an unfair advantage with God, and they have crazy favor with God. He knows this. So the reason why he attacks these children who are unwanted, he attacks them to make them feel like nobody wants you, you're nothing. He distorts the way they view themselves, their self-image, their identity. He's always trying to make them overly prove who they are. He creates systems and networks just to reject these children. And he wants them to identify with the shame of how they got here. He does this because he knows that child is favored by God. That child is David. That child is Esther. That child is, who's another one? We got David, Esther, Moses. These are parentless children. You get extreme favor from God. The daughters of, I always call it the daughters of Z. They were able to change the heart of God and change law. They were able to pull on it. There's an area where you can provoke the heavens because of where you are at without having a father or a mother, or you don't have that representation. God will come through for you in a way that you can pull on the heartstrings of God in ways that most people cannot. The devil knows that. So he attacks these unwanted children, and he attacks you. This is how dumb the devil is. He's weak and he's dumb. He's pretty much attacking you based on how God feels about you. It has nothing to do with how you got here. That is how the devil attacks children. That's how those are the 4 different ways he attacks children. He attacks on other ways. These are the ways God told me today that we're going to focus on and we're going to pray on. Have an awareness of this. Have empathy, grace, mercy towards children. They're innocent. And just have an awareness. The devil attacks them too. They don't have the language to tell you. They can't say like, oh my God, the devil attacks me at night. They don't have the language to tell you that. He's after the children. Children are the future. Children is hope. He's after it. And of course, he's weak. So he always goes after the vulnerable. That's what God has shared with me on the ways the devil attacks. I'm just reading my notes. I hope you got something from it. Check out teenychurch.org, www.teenychurch.org. Building a movement for children where they can express their faith, learn more about God and who God is. I hope you can support it. I'm super excited about it. I post a lot. Just different things God tell me. I said I'm going to just keep posting and talking about God, meet new friends along the way, more ministry partners, and yeah, it's going to be good. But yeah, have an awareness. Don't take attacks personal. I don't take any attack personal. I used to. When I got sick, I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Oh my God, it was the double cheeseburgers I ate for breakfast every morning. I was such a psychopath. What did I do, Lord? Lord, don't let me go out like this. I used to be super psycho. I purposely do not change my diet. I just don't. But don't take them personal. Have a relationship with God. And, just tell the devil, you can't have my children. You can't have my health. You can't have my mind. That's what I do. I do it every day. You can't have my children. I don't care how I feel, what I think, what happens. Circumstances don't dictate who I am to God. It doesn't dictate who God is to me, period. I'll never serve the devil. I tell the devil that all the time. I'm never considering nothing you have to say. I'm not considering nothing you have to say. Just have an awareness that attacks happen. He's trying. If you're not being attacked, I would be concerned. Because how do you know God ride for you if you've never really been through anything? If you didn't have an opportunity to really demonstrate your faith, and when you are attacked, if you go through a health journey, if you go through something, tell your story. Do not identify with the shame with it. When I went through my stuff, I told everybody. I said, these people just said I got uterine cancer. They trying to say that I need to get on chemo. They tried to refer me to an oncologist. I got rejected by 13 doctors. It's technically okay, the last time I counted was in 2022. At 2022, it was 27 doctors. I get rejected so much. When people want me, I'm shocked. You want me? Me? Take nothing personal. Don't take nothing personal. You're just working through your faith. That's why I'm so calm. I have like friends I meet or whatever, but I have a new homegirl that I met when I was in DC. And we were just talking for hours. It was actually during the 4th of July. We were just talking for hours. And she was just like, you have such a calm spirit. Yeah, girl. Because when you go through so much hell, there's just no need to disrupt my nervous system no more. Like, there's just no need. Like, and when God comes through for you in such a big way, like, I'm not tripping off none of this stuff. All of this is circumstantial. So, ride with God, get to know him on a personal level. Be cute. You know what? I'm going to do my video because I have to record a lot of these because my goal is to post them every single day. And I'm having a really good hair day today. So I'm trying to use as much as today to record stuff. But I'm going to record a video on how you defeat the devil. That's what I'm going to do.